there are my thoughts for the upcoming fight between Rocky Fielding and Bryan Vera. If you really want me to be honest, I really don't care about this fight. I really don't. Does this fight tell us anything more about Rocky Fielding? No, because Bryan Vera has been at round world level for a long time, but I think he's shot to pieces as a fighter personally. One of these guys that come forward, Bryan Vera, and can make most fighters look pretty good, apart from Julio Cesar Chavez, can make most fighters look pretty good. For me, it's more about what Rocky Fielding does in this fight rather than what Bryan Vera doesn't do in this fight. When you have the sort of tough career that Bryan Vera has, and you come to the UK, there's always a possibility that you come over and you get stopped early. I don't see. I think this fight is set up so that Rocky Fielding can fight Callum Smith in the future. That's what it seems like to me. One thing significantly that I saw, and I looked at Rocky Fielding and I looked at Callum Smith, they're both guys that are quite upright, the pair of them. In fact, I think Rocky Fielding puts his punches together like there seems to be more energy in Rocky Fielding when he puts his punches together. But having said that, I think Callum Smith is the more technically classier of the two. Rocky Fielding is a puncher. Well, so the Sky team would tell us. But I noticed the first thing I saw about Rocky Fielding is that he drops his hands. The difference between him and Callum Smith is when Rocky Fielding throws his left jab, he leaves his chin open and he drops his left hand, he brings his left hand down low. So Rocky Fielding is the type of fighter who's always going to be vulnerable to an overhand right. The right hand over the jab. You watch Rocky Fielding. I thought it's just watch his fight against Nobe Gonzalez Alcoba. That was the fight I watched. It went a few rounds, and I wanted to watch that fight. And I watched the fight, the first minute and a half of Rocky Fielding, and I just turned it off, to be honest. Not that I'm no disrespect to Rocky Fielding, but you just look for similar patterns, and within the first minute I could see things. His hands already dropping down by his sides, and that was in the first minute or so of the the contest. So I'm thinking to myself, if this is what this guy's doing in the first round, then the other thing was Rocky Fielding looked good when he's at distance. When he's at distance, he's okay, but when he gets up close, he seems to smother his punches and looks very scrappy on the inside. But at distance, he seems a lot better. Puts punches together, but again, scrappy when he gets to mid-range. When Rocky Fielding's at distance and uses the jab, he looks better. But up close, he looks kind of disorganized. Doesn't know whether to he smothers his punches up close, and he seems to be not very good throwing short punches inside, from what I noticed. But Rocky Fielding does carry some power. It's a fight set up for Rocky Fielding to win. I expect him to knock Vera out or stop Bryan Vera, but I don't want to hear the words out of Sky Sports team. He's world class, because I don't think he is, and I don't want to hear the thing is that him and Callum Smith. I really couldn't care between him and Callum Smith, because that doesn't tell me anything more. I don't know. I've got really no interest in watching these guys fight. But if I have to give a prediction, I'm looking for Rocky Fielding to actually put a performance on against a shot Bryan Vera. That's all I can really say. Bryan Vera is no boxer. He'll just come at you, and he lacks boxing skill. And to be honest, in this stage of Bryan Vera's career and Rocky Fielding's career, if Rocky Fielding cannot get rid of Bryan Vera, then he better quit while he's behind, because it's only going to get harder in the middleweight division. So for me, I'm going with Rocky Fielding to win this one. My suggestion to Rocky Fielding is keep the fight at distance. Don't stand at mid to close range of Bryan Vera. Do not allow him to start chucking overhand rights, because if, as an experienced fighter as Bryan Vera is, if you throw your jab and leave your chin up in the air, he will go and try and find it for you. And at this level, I think you've got to be able to put your hands up. You've got to be able to jab and keep your chin tucked in. And Rocky Fielding doing things like that technically, their alarm bell's right there already. Question marks about his dedication to the sport in terms of coming in overweight and all the rest of it. you know, if you're really serious about the sport, then you need to be get rid of guys like Bryan Vera. If you want to call Bryan Vera a gatekeeper, call him a gatekeeper. But you really need to be getting rid of people like Bryan Vera, to be honest with you. So those are my thoughts. I expect Rocky Fielding to win this fight. If he doesn't, that's not a good look. Walking punch bag is what I see in Bryan Vera. That sounds horrible at this stage, but getting KO'd by Rosado at middleweight, and I don't think Rosada's that big a puncher at middleweight. You think a super middleweight, Rocky Fielding would have the advantages, but who knows? Boxing's a funny business. One punch can change everything. But I'm going Rocky Fielding to stop Bryan Vera inside the first 6. Let me know what you guys think. I'm out.